Hey, oh, okay. So, quick disclaimer here, I am not a professional at all. Just a fitness enthusiast, I guess. Also, not really that great of abs either, so still a work in progress. But the truth about abs is it comes and it goes. Thanks, Pink. What? That's about love? Well, it also applies to abs. Also, it takes a while. Till here? Like, more than a month? Probably longer? More than how long did it take me to even see any kind of visible anything? Let's see, like a year and a half, 2 years. Great progress, am I right? So, to see visible abs, you have to get your body fat percentage down enough for them to come through. Or, sometimes you can hypertrophy them, and then it maybe will show through at higher body fat percentages, but I guess that depends on your genetics and stuff. So, there's that. Just saying that it takes kind of a while. The other truth is that, your abs aren't gonna look the same all the time, right? Even for this CrossFit athletes, it depends on lighting. Also, what you did that day, if you ate or you didn't, are you bloated? If you just did a workout, if you pumped your ab muscles or not, or, it's a whole factor of factors. What? So yeah, they're not gonna look the same all the time. And I guess that's kind of comforting in a way. All about the lighting, yo. So there's that. Another is consistency. Consistency is very important. Why? Because you're not gonna do one workout one day and then expect to have abs the next day, right? Right? Just like if you ate 10,000 calories in one day, you wouldn't expect to be that much fatter the next day. And that's a miracle of the body, I guess. I don't really know, but yeah, aren't you glad? Like, it takes a while. And it happens so that you don't even notice until one day you're like, I'm like 20, 30 pounds heavier than I was a couple months ago. How did that happen? Except, during Christmas or something where you see consistency, right? Because you're eating that much consistently. Thanksgiving. But yeah, just besides those random examples, you wouldn't expect to do one workout one day and then be ripped the next day, right? Unless you were already ripped, then I guess you should expect that. If you already have abs, then I guess you could get them in one day. But for us normal people, plebeians, yeah, that's not really how the body works, I suppose. But yeah, I'm talking about my my experience with the whole trying to get abs thing. So how about, let's rewind a little bit, back it up a ways, and back when I was a wee little lad, not a lad. Oh, I don't know anyone who's not had body image issues ever in their life. Thank you, media and TV and whatever else contributes to that. For me, it was quite a ride. Probably worse in high school, maybe even worse in college. That kind of time period where people are, I just want to fit in. Plus, parents sure like to comment on your body, right? What? Yeah, so I wanted to have abs. What was this? Back in 2005? Internet wasn't what it was today, and I guess information either. I really had no idea what I was doing, and it showed. I wanted to be skinny, but yeah, I would just pinch my belly fat all the time, and then I would feel dread because there was fat there, this didn't really change in college. It was probably even worse. Yeah, I've tried diets and all that, and I don't think I've ever followed a diet closely enough to see any results from it because I would always fail. I would always fail the diet. Calorie counting, it sucks, and I hate calorie counting because for some reason, whenever I calorie count, I would write it down and I'd be like, okay, I can't have any more calories today. And then I would, and then I'm turn into a binge fest or something. And then I would be like, okay, it would carry over to the next day. I'm like, okay, tomorrow I can't eat anything. I can't eat that much, all right? So then it would just snowball, and then it would repeat itself, and then it was just not great. I was hungry all the time, and I had no idea. I don't know why I was doing this. I would set an arbitrary goal, I have to be this weight in this month, this day, and I would never reach it because I would fail. I would fail the diet, and calorie counting was just unhealthy for me, really. And I guess I set my calorie levels too low too, and it was just crazy. I don't know how I remedied that. After it got really bad to a certain point, I was just like, okay, this is not good for me. I just had to take a really good look at myself. One of my friends was like, so why do you want to be skinny? because that was my goal back then. I was like, why do you want to be skinny? And I just really had to think about that. Yeah, you know, that's a good question. Like, what am I doing this for? Who am I trying to impress? Why is this my goal? It really made me think. And that was before I discovered weightlifting kind of fitness and stuff. So before I changed my goals to, instead of being skinny, to being strong. But let's just skip over that part. So I would say if calorie counting makes you feel like shit, then probably don't do it. But I think a turning point was, I'm not sure which book this is from, but I think it was the Happiness book or something. The author had a section where she talked about body image and weight loss. One of the passages that really stuck with me is that before she could change anything about herself, she had to accept where she was right then and love wherever she was then. And that was not the case for me. And I think it really did make a difference. Once I was like, yeah, this is me, and self-acceptance. So I know it's like difficult to be like, okay, yeah, I accept where I am right now, today. Even if there's like things that you don't like, accept it that that's you and that's where you are right now and that you like that and that's okay, and start there. I'm like the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and I'm like the most satisfied with where I am, and it probably doesn't even have anything to do with how I look. Probably just in my head anyway. Also helps if you discover something that you really like. I don't think this happened until I discovered, I think it started with Insanity, thanks Shanti, and I realized that fitness could be fun. I mean, I only did Insanity because I saw an infomercial about, oh, I lost so much weight and look how they look now. And yes, I was very insecure about how I looked then. And I remember it was like late at night, it was dark, I didn't bother turning on the lights, I was just sitting on the couch watching this infomercial. And you know, actually, I guess it did kind of change my life. So I guess infomercials work. After doing Insanity and realizing that, wow, you know, okay, so my results for Insanity were that I didn't really see any results. Not that I didn't, I'm sure that my aerobic capacity like increased. It definitely felt easier at the end than it did in the beginning, but it's not like I lost a whole ton of weight because I didn't change my diet or anything. But it did change my view of fitness and my view of where my goals were, because I think starting then in the beginning, I just wanted to be skinny, and then it kind of shifted. This is the start of the shift to be fitter and to be stronger and stuff. But what really changed my whole mindset about fitness was watching the CrossFit Games documentary in 2015. I think it was for the 2014 games, or was it 2015 and I watched in 2016? I forgot. One of those things. But watching this documentary and seeing all the girls who are so strong, so ripped, and like just crushing it. Like, I've seen the CrossFit Games before, but I never really just like, oh, that's cool. Like, I didn't really consider it aspirational until the documentary came out, and it was just very inspiring. And I was just like, wow. I also had kind of a negative view of CrossFit then because of all the negative press it got, I guess, and the whole injury stuff and whatever. But this documentary, it changed my mind, and it was so crazy how strong these girls were. And then this was like the major shift to wanting to be strong instead, and fitter and stronger and more muscular. Yeah, after that, I mean, I didn't just start CrossFit. Going to a class and stuff was a little terrifying. That's why I work out by myself. So I started with strong lifts because that's what our fitness tells you to do. Some people, what was I talking about again? Road to abs. I was just doing random workouts. I don't know, like push-pull leg kind of workouts, but like randomly assigning myself reps and sets, so that wasn't very concise. Really. So after fiddling around a bit, I started to do the programs, and for me, I did whatever program I was on, and then at the end of it, I would do leg raises. I mean, I couldn't do a leg raise in the beginning, so I did knee raises. Sometimes I would swing it, but after a while, it was crazy. Like before, I couldn't do an L-sit, right? I couldn't do a hanging leg raise with my legs straight in front of me. After doing knee raises for like a couple months, or a lot more than a couple months, one day I just decided to try an L-sit, and I could do it. It was so crazy. And I could do a leg raise. Wow, super cool. You could do something you couldn't do before. Same with pull-ups, same concept. But yeah, I just did knee raises, and eventually I could see my abs. Make sure, like Alphalene says, show your butt. If you have a mirror, show yourself the butt. If you don't, pretend that there's another you who's like staring at you condescendingly. I mean, very encouragingly watching your form, and show that person your butt. Or you could think about touching your pelvis to your ribs. I didn't do any other ab workouts besides the infrequent V-ups or thread the needle, like a Tabata abs or something. Or, you know, for obliques, the little like side raise thing, but it wasn't all the time. The only consistent thing was my knee raises and my leg raises. So I would do those. I just started with like 3 sets of 8 to 10 knee raises. Also did some swinging ones. I mean, that also counts. And then you increase your reps to like maybe 12. Then you add a set here or there. And then you do the hanging leg raises, make it harder. And then maybe even add some weights if you feel so inclined to. Then after a while, someone told me to get the straps. So my grip would not be my limiting factor. And I could really kill my abs. So I did that and they were very nice. Did I have points? But I mean, I'm still a work in progress. I'm still trying to probably eat better. As long as you're consistent, right? If you have 1 cheat day out of the whole week, well, that's fine. Cause then it's like 4 days out of 30. Wait, how much is a month? Then eventually it's like, you know, the whole 80-20 thing. As long as 80% of what you're doing is good, then you can have 20% that's not. Most of the time, when people diet, it always fails. They can get there, and then they bounce back, they gain the weight back, and it's because it wasn't maintainable. The way they were eating and the way that they were exercising or trying to get there, like that, their lifestyle, then it's not maintainable because it's not enjoyable. It's not fun to live restricted like that. It's not fun to be like, and then 300 calories there, and then it just sucks. Honestly, it's better to live a lifestyle that you can maintain, that you can consistently do, that you enjoy, that you like, and your body will balance it out wherever your body decides to stay. I mean, if you're trying to lose weight, make subtle changes that aren't extreme. If you are calorie counting, just take off 500 calories instead of 1,000 or something. Or even 250. Small steps. Or if you want to start working out, walk outside first, then go back inside. Then the next day, like, I guess, take a couple steps. These are really small steps, but you know what I mean. If it gets you into a habit of doing something that you want to include into your life, then it's good, right? Easy small steps. That's also in a book. Go include tiny steps. Don't have such an extreme goal like tomorrow I will eat 1,000 less calories than I did the day before. Like that's pretty extreme. If you haven't worked out at all, you're like, I will go for an hour run or a really intense HIIT workout or something. Then you do it and you're like, maybe this is hard, and you quit, like, or don't want to do it. And it takes a lot more willpower to keep doing something that's that hard than it is to do something small and then build up from that. And honestly, it takes a while. It takes a while to lose weight. And it takes a while to gain weight. It's kind of like managing expectations, really. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight, or in 2 overnights, or 3, or even a month or whatever. And yeah, some people's abs look amazing all the time, but who knows, right? We're not them, we don't know. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of determination, I think, and self-discipline to get like a 6-pack and to maintain that 6-pack and to maintain that low body fat percentage or whatever. And I don't have that willpower, so. And it's like, once you have them and then they look good somewhere, sometime, and then it's like, oh no, now I have to maintain them. And then the next day if they're gone, you're like, oh no, where do my abs go? Different sort of problems, I guess. You know, before you have something, you are concerned with getting it, and then after getting it, you are concerned with keeping it, whether it be abs or money or possessions or relationships or... But anyway, I guess that's just how it is. But you know what? Nothing is permanent. What is consistent? Death. Death is consistent. What is also consistent? That everything changes. I guess, you know, just gotta be accepted. Just accept that fact. I think a 2-pack is cool enough. I think I'm good with a 2-pack or a 4-pack, you know, like... It's good enough for me. What are your goals? Why do you want a 6-pack? Why do you want to look like a fitness god? Is it for confidence or yourself? And is it worth the sacrifice? It's interesting to think about. I don't know, actually, why do I want to look good? Self-confident, to look better in pictures. For myself, I like to work out too. Anyway, like, I'm still trying to make them stronger, bigger, you know, have better core strength. Core strength isn't always about abs either, so, and I'm trying to hypertrophy or whatever, and I look better, oblique, the whole aesthetic thing. But also, I've heard people who don't do ab exercises at all, and they just do bracing, the brace for their squats or their deadlifts or whatever else they do, and then that is good enough for them. But I don't think that's good enough for me because I don't lift that heavy. So besides that, that was my journey with trying to get abs, and it's still going, still ongoing. I guess that's what a journey is. Does it have an end? I didn't give you any tips at all. Yep, that was it. Bye.